Picture this scene for just a moment. It's July 1st, 2026.
Hmm.
Anthropic posts a simple number 5 on X. It's just made of these delicate flowers and green leaves.
Yeah, super minimalist.
Right. And there are just 2 lines of text below it. Beat. But those 2 lines are quietly cutting enterprise AI bills in half.
It really was a massive moment. I mean, that post hit over 300,000 views in hours.
Welcome to this deep dive into the source material. Today, we're unpacking Anthropic's massive silent efficiency revolution. We are looking very closely at Claude Sonnet 5.
We've definitely got a lot of ground to cover today.
We do. Our mission is to really understand how this alters your workflow.
Exactly. So we're going to look at the raw benchmark numbers first. We'll stack Sonnet 5 right against the flagship, Opus 4.8.
Then we need to break down the tricky new pricing math.
Right, and after that, we analyze real-world live tests, and finally, figure out exactly when you should actually trust this cheaper model.
So before we look at the cost, we have to understand the engine. What exactly did Anthropic change under the hood?
Well, on June 30th, 2026, it completely replaced Sonnet 4.6.
Right.
Sonnet 5 is now the default mid-tier model for free and pro users.
And the major shift here is really autonomy, isn't it?
Totally. It handles these longer, complex, multi-step jobs on its own. It doesn't stop halfway to ask you for directions.
I mean, I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
We all do. It's so frustrating.
It really is. It's like finally hiring an assistant who finishes the whole project, instead of them knocking on your door every 5 minutes for help.
Yeah, that mental overhead is just exhausting. But Sonnet 5 removes that friction. When tool calls fail in Claude code, it self-corrects.
It just tries again silently.
Exactly. It reads its own error and rewrites the code.
Which makes me wonder, is the real upgrade here just raw intelligence or pure persistence?
It's definitely about context retention and self-correction over long task chains.
It finishes the whole job without needing constant hand-holding from you.
You nailed it. That's the biggest practical difference.
So it feels more autonomous, but how does that translate to the raw benchmark data against Opus 4.8?
The numbers are fascinating, honestly. Let's look at reasoning.
Right.
Without any tools, Opus wins by a decent margin, 49.8% versus Sonnet's 43.2%.
But that completely changes when you add tools into the mix.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
A browser and a calculator, and Sonnet 5 jumps up to 57.4%.
It virtually ties Opus 4.8's 57.9%.
Right. And for standard knowledge work, Sonnet 5 actually beats Opus.
Wait, really?
Yeah. On the GDP-Val AAV2 test, it's 1,618 to 1,615.
That's a mid-tier model beating a flagship at daily office work. What about software development?
Well, Opus wins the SWB Bench Pro test. That's 69.2% to 63.2.
But for everyday coding on Terminal Bench 2.1, they're almost perfectly identical.
Yeah, 80.4% versus 82.7%.
Which brings up agentic coding. That's AI writing and testing software across multiple files independently.
Exactly.
It is crazy that a mid-tier model is practically tying a flagship here.
It's wild, and Honest World Computer Use tells the same story.
The human expert baseline there is 72.4%.
Yep, and both models crush it. Sonnet 5 hits 81.2%, and Opus is at 83.4%.
So why does Sonnet 5 suddenly catch up when tools are introduced?
Well, tool use just levels the playing field. It makes raw internal reasoning slightly less critical.
External tools bridge the intelligence gap between the mid-tier and flagship models?
That's exactly it.
So the benchmarks prove Sonnet 5 holds its own. Now let's look at the actual cost.
Right, because the pricing math gets slightly complicated.
Let's start with standard pricing. From September 1st, 2026, it's $3 in, $15 out per million tokens.
And Opus 4.8 is a steep $5 in, $25 out.
But there is an introductory price right now until August 31st, 2026.
Yeah, it's just $2 in and $10 out.
2-sec silence.
Whoa!
Imagine scaling to 1 billion queries. A $1,000 daily Opus bill just drops to $400.
The savings are staggering. But there's a catch.
The new tokenizer.
Right. Sonnet 5 produces 1.0 to 1.35 times more tokens for the exact same text compared to 4.6.
So it's slightly inflating the token count. Does the new tokenizer wipe out the promised cost savings?
No, even with token inflation, the 40 to 60% price drop keeps it drastically cheaper.
No, even using more tokens, your final bill remains substantially lower.
Definitely. It's like buying a much more fuel-efficient car.
even if they change how gallons are measured.
Exactly. Sponsor.
So we've looked at theoretical pricing and benchmarks. Let's talk about the launch day live tests.
Yeah. Day one tests are always the most honest.
Test 1 was having both models build interactive HTML5 physics demos.
Right. And Sonnet 5 cost 15 cents. Opus 4.8 cost 58 cents.
Sonnet used more tokens, about 15K versus 23K for Opus.
But it was still roughly 53% of the final Opus bill.
And they matched on 2 out of the 3 tests.
Though Opus definitely had better visual graphics.
Test 2 is the one that really caught my eye. A fully autonomous landing page build via the command line.
Oh man, the speed difference here was insane.
Sonnet 5 finished in 2 minutes and 11 seconds, cost $3.36.
And Opus, over 20 minutes, costing $20.66.
So Sonnet was 1/10 the time, 1/6 the cost?
Opus did have better final polish on the page.
Wait, I want to push back on this a bit. Opus won on output quality there. Are we just advocating for faster, cheaper, but ultimately worse work?
Not worse, just less polished on draft one. In scale-heavy environments, rapid iteration matters more than first draft perfection.
Is the massive speed trade-off worth the slight drop in final polish?
Absolutely. You can always refine a fast, cheap draft later.
For most businesses, being 10 times faster easily beats perfect initial polish.
100%. And Test 3 confirmed this exact pattern across 3 complex prompts.
Sonnet cost 10 cents, Opus cost 39 cents.
Again, Opus was functionally slightly more complex, but Sonnet was way faster.
Which brings us to the most practical question. When should you actually use which model?
Okay, so Sonnet 5 is your daily driver.
Daily coding, agent workflows, repeated automation.
Customer chatbots and high-scale content generation, too.
But Opus 4.8 is for heavy refactoring and complex code reviews.
And deep math or logic. But we have to talk about the safety gap.
Yes, the misaligned behavior chart.
Lower is better here. Opus 4.8 scores 2-point narrow. Sonnet 5 is at 2.53.
But the cybersecurity test is what really stands out to me.
Yeah, the exploit development test.
Sonnet 5 scored exactly 0% on developing working exploits.
While Opus 4.8 scored 8.8%.
Anthropic explicitly recommends Opus for security. Beat. This is the safety net. You don't go bargain hunting for a parachute.
You really don't. An 8.8% success rate in offensive security is highly significant.
So Opus is essentially becoming a specialized, high-stakes consulting tool.
Pretty much. You deploy it when a small drop in accuracy has real dangerous consequences.
Exactly. Reserve Opus for when absolute precision and safety are completely non-negotiable.
That's the smartest deployment strategy.
We've covered a massive amount of ground today.
We really have. But the big idea is just how close Sonnet 5 gets to Opus 4.8.
It redefines the good enough threshold for everyday AI tasks.
Paying double for the flagship for daily work just makes 0 sense now.
You really should take advantage of the introductory pricing before August 31st, 2026.
Definitely. Test Sonnet 5 on your heaviest workflows.
I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. We have a mid-tier model beating human expert baselines in computer navigation for 13 cents a task.
Yeah.
If this level of intelligence is now the floor rather than the ceiling, what happens to the global digital economy next? Outro music.